Today I'm going to answer my most frequently asked questions about my locks. So if you're interested, come here, take a seat, and let's get started. Okay, so question number one that I get the most, and this is usually from people who know me in real life, is why did I get locks? You know, it's actually a tricky one because people who know me know that I love to change up my hair. Every month I was like braids queen. I could play with wigs, I could play with my ponytails, I could play with weaves or whatever, and I just loved being able to switch it up every month. But then after many years of my entire family, my siblings, my sister, my brother, my husband, my niece, my cousin, having like super beautiful locks, and many of them always saying, okay, when are you joining the gang? I caved, but I caved because I got to a point where I was like, I kind of want to do more of my hair, but I wanted to be less of a hassle because I enjoy taking care of my natural hair, but then it would be like, wash days a full Sunday, and I got to a point where I was like, I don't know that I can do full Sundays dedicated to just my hair. I want to be able to do other things. I haven't I seem to not have found like the solution to make those days shorter for me. I know for some people wash days like 20 minutes, and I admire that and I love that for you, but it wasn't my story. So I was like, you know what, let me try out locks. And it took me a long time to kind of decide because I wanted to make sure that I would have the type of locks that I really wanted. Like I wanted them to be very small so then I could be able to play around and have more versatility in terms of the hairstyles that I can do. And the Tiny Lux official page was like my inspiration. It was basically my whole Pinterest board. And so after seeing a lot of girls doing amazing things and having amazing looking hair, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm doing that. So I get to have more fun. I get to have something that's a little less time consuming in terms of management, and I get to retain length because Lord I had not been retaining length over the years. So yeah, those are my reasons. Where and when did I get them installed and how much did it cost? Okay, so I got them because I live here in Dakar, Senegal. I got them installed at a salon called Daba Plus, and it cost me around 250,000 francs CFA, which is probably something around like $500, probably less right now due to the exchange rate. And also it depends on like your hair length at the time of establishment, your volume, the number of locks, etc. So mine was a particular price because I really wanted a lot of locks, and I wanted them to be small, and it took about like 2 days. It took 2 days to get it done. In total, it was 20 hours. And so, and when did I do it? I actually got them installed on July 5th and July 6th of 2023. So I have been locked for a year and a half, which is super exciting. I'm getting close to like my target my target time because I know that my hair is going to be really bombed by the time it reaches like that 4th year. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so what method was used to install them? So I went back and forth a lot in my head between having a twist or an interlocked. We went with interlocked 4-point rotation, and yeah, that's what we did. What is my retie schedule? Okay, so tricky one. My retie schedule, I know some people, it depends a lot for a lot of people. Some people are like 4 weeks, some people are like 8. I mean, it really depends. For me, it's 6 weeks. I tried the 5-week one once and I realized that I felt like there wasn't enough to work with, and it was too soon and it was just too harsh on my scalp. So I never did that again. So I basically ended up being a 6-week type of girl. I think it's just the perfect amount of new growth. And also anything beyond that, for me becomes a little dangerous because my locks are so small that like if there's been any slippage or if there's any regrowth that's like any new growth that's like kind of thin, I have to spend less time in my hair. I have to play with it a little less. It's a little more fragile, so I have to be very strict on that. And in the past, because I've been on mission for work, I ended up having times where like I stretched out my retie for like 8 weeks or 10 weeks. 10 was the worst, I think. And my my hair paid for it. So and I will answer that in my next question because I know people have asked me a lot, how many locks do I have, because they're so small. And I was very big on the number of locks that I wanted. I wanted there to be more than 500 for sure. I wanted them to be around 500. Turns out they were 550 when I got them done. Now there's a few less for two reasons. Number one, I combined a few because some of them were like really, really thin in comparison to others. Like this, despite the fact that the parts were kind of similar, they ended up being pretty small. So we went ahead and combined some of them just to avoid having the risk of losing them. And then I did lose a few, like I said, when I went past my retie schedule and I run my hands through my hair and I hold my hair up in buns. I mean, it did what it did. 540 locks is what I have at the moment. What do I do for maintenance in between my reties? I'm gonna be very honest, I am a bare minimum queen. Like the whole point of me getting locks was so that I wasn't gonna sit here and be like, how am I refreshing my hair today? I'm gonna need to condition this. I didn't want to have to be worried about that. So I'm really doing the bare minimum. If I think my hair needs moisture, I get a shampoo. And that usually is like every 10 days, okay? So I would end up doing like 2 shampoos before my retie. If I'm going to the gym, then it becomes every 7 days. So I do my shampoo if my hair needs a little bit of moisture. I don't even oil my scalp. I don't even put like leave-in conditioner. Like I did that the first few months and then I realized that there was like no difference when I do and when I don't. So like, why would I do it? So I don't do it anymore. And then I wear my hair in ponytails and buns most of the time. So if you see me at the gym, you'll probably see like my hair in a bun or with a claw clip. If you see me at work, you might see me having like an added ponytail just to switch it up a bit when I get a little bored of having kind of the same look, because I'm still gonna be me who likes to change looks. So you might see me with like a long ponytail, like a very big curly ponytail, like a really slick short ponytail. Like that's just kind of how I get flexibility, diversity in my look, because otherwise I'll look the same pretty much every day until I get to the length that I want, where I'll know that I'm gonna play around with my hair every day, But when I'm home, this is what my hair looks like, okay? Like I am chilling, I am letting it breathe, I am making sure that I'm not pulling it any places. Like that's usually what you will see me do. And I actually filmed this video exactly a year ago with answers to these questions, and I think less questions because there's a few more that have come in the meantime, and I never posted it, but I looked back at it today and I looked at the difference between my hair a year ago and now, and honestly there's been so much progress. So the reason I am mentioning that is because the next question that I get, and this is a question I get a lot, is do I have any regrets because it's a permanent style, etc, etc. Well, no, zero regrets for me. And like I said, I've gained so much time. I get to have fun with it. Yes, I miss doing braids and things like that, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world. I've survived for a year and a half, so I'm sure I can survive a little longer. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about seeing the growth 2 years from now, 3, when I reach the 7-year mark and all these things. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see it with my gray hair. Like all these things are really exciting to me. You learn a lot in the process. You think there isn't much to learn, but there actually is. So that's pretty exciting. I'm definitely one of those people who encourage you to get it if you've been thinking about it, but please do a lot of research so that you make sure that you get the size that works the most for your hair type, for your volume, and that you get the install method that matches your objectives the most. So I hope that answers all your questions. If not, make sure you leave some in the comments. I'll answer them again very soon. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.